There was a story yesterday that developed, and it just so happens I got lucky with this story because I had context around it. I know somebody that went to Purdue and played with Jaden Ivey, and I know somebody in the NBA that's been on a staff with Jaden Ivey. He doesn't necessarily mesh well with others. So yesterday, the Bulls let him go. He went to Instagram multiple times. He called out the NBA for promoting Pride Month, saying it celebrates unrighteousness. And again, his reputation at Purdue, I've got it sourced, and in the NBA, he only had 7 games left with the Bulls this year, and they were not going to bring him back. So they said, hit the road, good luck in free agency. Here's the first thought I thought about was never screw with a locker room. Never screw with a workplace. And I'll give you an example. I own a company. We got about 60 employees. It's called The Volume. If I found out somebody did something illegal, and it was bad, a DUI, maybe it was a misdemeanor, but they were good people, they made a big mistake, they were contrite, they were apologetic, they worked well with others, and they were really, really a good person in the building, despite committing a misdemeanor, I'd keep them.
Life is full of gray. That was Colin Coward on the Jaden Ivey situation. It is getting nasty. It is getting ridiculous. I don't understand what came over the kid. I think it's tough. It's really, really tough. And this is when, real deep conversations have to be had.
To me, it's just, okay. The other thing, the LGBTQ, do, leave them people alone. You got to leave them alone. We live in a free country. I get it. Freedom of speech is one of our amendment rights. Freedom of speech. No, it's not. It's not freedom of speech. Because if we live in, Hong, say nigga. If we live for the freedom of speech, say nigga.
No, I'm not going to do that.
Exactly. So there's no freedom of speech, right? So at the end of the day, you just can't say what you want to say. And at the end of the day, you are an employee to a company, the NBA, which will always protect its image. NBA will always come first. No player is above the NBA. So at the end of the day, you're an employee. You got to fall in line, bro. There's rules you gotta follow. At the end of the day, the NBA will always protect its image. So you have to be careful. That's why with me, when I have this platform, I say whatever the fuck I want. Y'all didn't see this out of me when I was in the motherfucking league. Fuck no. Because I can't be the real me because I'm an employee. At the end of the day, there's someone writing my check, so I'm not fucking up the money. So you fall in line. But now that I got this platform, I say whatever the fuck I want.
Here's the thing people are looking at with the Jaden situation. If he was dropping 30 every night, 25 every night, they would find a way. That's the thing with capitalism. Because this whole thing is a very, very interesting debate on capitalism and where sometimes, in a capitalist society, you're allowed to get away with certain things and certain people aren't allowed to get away with certain things. My thing with the Jaden Ivey thing is this, right? It is fine if you are, you just gave your life to Christ, everything, right? You want to show and tell the world, as you should. You shouldn't be looked down for wanting to tell everybody about, your love for Christ and everything, right? But you cannot impose your religion on other people. You just can't do it. Because if you were in the league as a Christian and a Muslim came and said, oh, everybody in the league should be going to Mecca and everybody in the league should be the league shouldn't play games on Fridays because everybody should be at the mosque, you would have a problem with it. Because you would say somebody is trying to impose their religion on you. So why are you doing that to other people? Why are you calling Steph Curry's name? Like, another thing that pisses me off is this, right? You've worked so hard to get drafted into the NBA. And this is why a lot of people say it's like a plantation thing. Because a lot of people, they even have these thoughts. That period of time when they're like, I just want to get to that first big contract. I just need that first big contract. That is enough time for the NBA to indoctrinate you and take those things out of you. And of course, people don't want that. You know what I mean? You want to keep your belief system and stay strong with it. But you cannot impose it on other people. This is not your father's company. It is not your father's company. You cannot impose your will and your lifestyle on other people. But one part of the situation that everyone is not looking at is that IG live was a mental breakdown if I've ever seen one. That was a mental breakdown if I have ever seen one. I'm just see if I can find it. That kid is going through something. And nobody wants to, everybody wants to just act like, oh, it's funny. But it's not funny. Look at this.
They say I'm crazy, right? I'm psycho. That don't add up, man. That's not adding up, right? God let these happen. God let these things happen for a reason. May His will be done. May His will be done. Right? May His will be done. Not my will. My will is done. When I came into the league, all I wanted to do was win championships and get millions of bucks. Millions of bucks. Get that next contract. Get them cars. Get all them cars. That's all I wanted. Right? When I came into the league, that's all I wanted. Right? Until the Lord showed me. Lord showed me. You. What good is it to gain the world, yet forfeit your soul? What good is it? What good is it to not follow the Lord, to not obey His commandments? What good? It's not good. It does you no good.
Look, this is my thing now, right? Can you not play in the NBA and be a good Christian? Is that what this guy's trying to say now? Is this guy trying to tell me that you cannot play in the NBA and still be a good Christian? Because if you look at other people, there's so many people that have, like, there was a guy on the Lakers, I think it was AC Green or something like that, who was a pastor the whole time. Everyone knew he didn't do anything. He was Christian. You look at Steph, Bible verses on his sneakers, like. So what are you like? That's why I don't get it. Like, can't you be a good Christian and still be in the NBA? I know there's a lot of distractions and you're going from city to city and, everybody around you is doing crazy stuff. But that does not, like, are you not trying to tell me that you can't still ball? Come on, bro. I don't want to say, like, that's why I think it's a mental thing. But at the same time, you don't want to just put that on somebody because, he seems like he knows what he's saying. But
share with me what he said about Stephen Curry.
Yeah, let me get that for you.
Because this is an interesting point because I actually probably know some people that are related to him, not only from Detroit, but just some other areas that paths have crossed. Not that I've actually met them. I would love to speak with him. I probably could add some clarity and context to his life because sometimes you're just echoing the sentiments of people that you've spoken with, people that you've been discipled by, right? So if he's a Christian, then he's probably speaking from a discipleship place. And this is why one of the 3 most important decisions you're going to make in life is going to be the person you marry, it's going to be the faith that you choose, and it's going to be the pastor that you choose to follow, or the synagogue or church or whatever it is, or mosque or anything like that, because this person is going to be speaking into your life every day. And if they're speaking hatred to him, then he's going to speak hatred to the world. If they're speaking balance to him, he's going to speak balance to the world. Just like, for me, I got born again. I heard about Christ and I didn't want to be around nobody that was pretty much human.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I had to learn. I told Killer this when a person first get born again, you really can't watch or pay attention to much of anything they say for just a small period of time, because it's so new to them and it's so fresh that they're trying to live it to the max, which they should, right? But they don't have the balance at that point. It would be the same as becoming a devout Muslim, right? This person now think everybody that is lighter skin is the devil. We know that's not true. We know there's some brown skinned people that are the same way. So when he's going after, from what I'm hearing, if he's going after people that goes with the sponsoring of the league that pays his check, that's what makes it a problem.
Yeah.
It's not just the people he's talking about. The people that he's talking about actually are part of the people that's paying him the money he's getting. So that's why he doesn't understand why he's being fired. Because on this side, you may say, well, this is not righteous, but the same people you're saying is not righteous are paying you the money that you're so righteously celebrating. Does that make sense?
That makes total sense. You broke it down actually very
Yes.
well. That was good.
Yeah, so if you want to be just righteous, then you would.
Prayers up to Jaden, man. This is wild. Like, Jaden, if you hear this, you can still be a good Christian and play in the NBA. Take all that money they give you and build as many churches as you want and do good with it. Like, and don't do what other people are doing in the NBA. So, that's my 2 cents. Hope the boy gets it solved, because I think he's been badly advised. Honestly.